I think differently than like your average Joe.
It literally took me so long to make a full list of unpopular opinions that weren't plain and basic.
That's what makes the world an interesting place, that we're not all carbon copies.
I don't know. I like to think outside the social norm usually.
We're gonna be talking about some more unpopular opinions.
Nicki is better than Cardi.
Cardi B is overhyped.
Nicki's better.
Cardi B can't even compare to Nicki.
Cardi B's music, I don't like it.
Nicki Minaj is better than Cardi B. I prefer Nicki Minaj over Cardi B.
Vines. Do I really think that they're funny anymore? Not really.
I deleted Vine years ago.
Snapchat is honestly getting boring.
Snapchat is so dry.
Snapchat is boring, okay? Twitter is where it's at.
Twitter is the best social media platform.
Twitter is the best place on the internet.
Twitter is confusing. Yeah, I don't know why it's so popular.
Emma Chamberlain did not create the editing style.
Emma Chamberlain and Antonio Garza did not invent that editing style.
Emma Chamberlain did create the trend of having these specific edits.
I can't sit through an Emma Chamberlain or Antonio Garza video.
Antonio Garza and Emma Chamberlain literally lost their touch. Antonio Garza isn't that funny.
I watched their latest video, which I think was like how to be popular in high school, and I barely even chuckled.
Where the hell did Antonio Garza come from?
The show Friends is absolutely horrible.
The show Friends? Yeah, that sucks. Friends is trash.
I really did not like the series on Jake Paul.
Shane Dawson's Jeffree Star series was better than his Jake Paul series.
The Jeffree series is better than the Jake series.
At this point, small YouTubers are better than bigger YouTubers, and that's the thesis.
Smaller creators make better content, period, and they're better YouTubers.
I prefer smaller creators.
Smaller YouTubers work harder than big YouTubers.
Bird Box was literally dragged.
Bird Box was overhyped.
Bird Box is overhyped.
Riverdale is one of the worst Netflix series ever.
Oh, this is really good. And then season 2?
Riverdale, what a shitstorm.
So please don't comment saying, these aren't unpopular opinions, because they are.
Hey there. So I have a bone to pick with YouTube. Not just YouTube, but the internet at large. Humanity. We have a problem. And that problem is this unpopular opinion trend that's been infesting every social media platform for at least a year. For the longest time, I've just been waiting for it to go away, you know, how most memes or trends do, and die a slow, painful death on Facebook or Ellen. But I'm starting to think we need to give it a little nudge, you know, just a little push off the cliff into irrelevancy. And that's what's brought us here to this convoluted video in which I intend to express my opinion on opinions. But the first thing I need to clarify is that I do not have any animosity towards anybody who was in that opening montage, nor anybody who's participated in this trend. I'm not even innocent here. We've all been dragged into it at some point, somehow. They were just the first results when I searched unpopular opinion on YouTube, and some of the recommendations from there. So I am criticizing these videos, but ultimately I am empathetic to the fact that they were just making a fun video that had a pretty good shot of getting them views. I get it, because before I decided to make this video, I had been planning to make an unpopular opinion. That's right. I have a collection of documents on my computer which are basically just half-written scripts for videos I might follow through on making eventually, and for the longest time, unpopular opinions was one of those. I only ever wrote down 2. Dog ears shouldn't be taken literally, and the phrase I forgive but I don't forget secretly just means I'll drop the subject for now but hold this against you forever. The problem was, it eventually became clear to me that it didn't make sense to make an unpopular opinions video if I didn't say that I preferred Nicki Minaj to Cardi B, or that I don't think Noah Centineo is that cute, or that Riverdale is bad, or that Ariana Grande is overrated, or that Gabby Hanna can't sing. You see, there are certain faces that if you put them in a YouTube thumbnail, you're gonna get views. It's usually the sort of people that achieve a crazy amount of success under the radar, but then suddenly become mainstream and it becomes uncool to like them. So people come out of the woodworks to say that they're overrated, they never really liked them, or that they've changed, and suddenly there's 1,000 videos about why we need to stop Emma Chamberlain even though you all loved her last week. And then once enough people hate the thing, that's the popular opinion, and suddenly it's cool to like it again. See Justin Bieber, Twilight, One Direction. Also notice this phenomenon usually only happens with things that are popular with teenage girls because you all love to hate things teenage girls like. That's not to say people are lying about their opinions to sound cooler. I think people really do believe what they say they do. But it would be ignorant to pretend that bandwagons don't exist. We're all susceptible to mob mentality. Me, you, we're all sheep in the end, especially online and especially in the unpopular opinion sphere. Which is ironic. I mean, the unspoken mission statement of this trend is going against the grain and free thinking. A lot of their videos start with a monologue about how we need to respect differing opinions and that we're all very unique and special. But then they all say the exact same things. I mean, I knew that was the case, but I didn't realize how bad it was until I deep dove for this video. So I featured 20 videos in that opening montage, and like I said, I didn't select them with any rhyme or reason. They were just what YouTube was recommending to me, and I kept opening new tabs. I watched them all diligently, and I took notes of every single thing they said, then compared them. It turns out there was not a single video in that group of 20 that didn't share at least 4 opinions with other videos in that group of 20. And that's at the least. I think there were a couple where almost every single thing they said had a match. And honestly, they had an advantage because there were 3 creators that I used multiple videos from, meaning that there was no chance of overlap within their own discography. To be fair though, I think there is an argument to be made that just because these videos overlap doesn't inherently make their opinions popular. You know, couldn't it be a possibility that these people share opinions but they still disagree with like most people? I considered that for a while, but I really don't think it's the case. I mean, the things they say are controversial at best and like totally mainstream at worst. How much longer can we pretend that it's a hot take to just like not like something that's successful? Especially because they're usually only talking about already controversial things. So I might be willing to say it's a little bit edgy to say you don't like Stranger Things or Jenna Marbles or Into the Spider-Verse because those are things everybody likes. But I will not sit here and pretend you're unique because you don't like Riverdale or Emma Chamberlain or Bird Box. Those are things people already hate. Those are things that get so much hate all the time. To be clear, you guys didn't see half of the echo chamber because I ran out of montage music. I'm pretty sure half of them said Ariana Grande is overrated. A lot of people were talking about Chipotle. People were either saying they found it underrated or overrated, which is another problem. If the opinions aren't cookie cutter copies of each other, they are complete contradictions, which isn't any better because then, you know, which one is unpopular? I think what's happening is that there are phases of unpopular opinion videos. So I think it all started with that viral honest one, and then purposefully or accidentally, a bunch of people copied that video, and suddenly all of the opinions in that video were popular. So a whole new wave of people had to make videos just saying the opposite of everything in those videos, and now it's opinion exception. An unpopular opinion to contradict an unpopular opinion to contradict an unpopular opinion. And now we're here, you know, the meta opinion. And what I'm saying in this video isn't a hot take at all either. Half of the unpopular opinion tweets you see now are some variation of unpopular opinion, these opinions are kind of popular. Which brings me to Twitter, the other hub of this trend. I think Instagram might be in on it too, but like, I refuse to go anywhere but my feed on there. On YouTube, at least these opinions are usually some spin on this is a popular thing I don't like, or this is an unpopular thing I do like. Their logic is flawed, but there is logic. On Twitter, people just fish for like any thought they've ever had in their entire human existence, and then they slap it on an unpopular opinion thread. Like this one. When you get out of my car, take your trash with you. You know, because usually people are like always talking about how courteous it is to leave trash in people's cars. Super considerate. I wish I could find more examples because I know they're out there, but they're like impossible to find on purpose because they don't actually say the words unpopular opinion, as most of them are a part of these threads and editions. But if you have a Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. A new garbage opinion goes viral every day. But what does it matter? So what? Some teenage girls want to talk about what foods gross them out and which YouTubers they don't like. At the end of the day, it doesn't. This is not a matter of importance. There are even a couple of channels with unpopular opinion-esque content that I do like. For example, Common Nobody and No One Else. But I don't expect to stop this trend in its tracks with this video, and I don't even mind that it won't. If I don't click on them, they have no potential to bother me. But I do think this phenomenon is a good way to reflect and analyze how we define, express, and rebuke opinions on the internet. There are a lot of small things in these videos that rub me the wrong way. Like, tons of them start with what they call a disclaimer, but what I would call a dismissal, where they basically say, you have to respect my opinion, and if you leave me hate in the comments, I'll delete your comment. It's similar to what I'll see people do on Twitter when they have a viral opinionated tweet and then they get a lot of responses. They'll reply to their own tweet saying, LOL, stop responding to this, you're never gonna change my mind. And listen, if people are commenting things like, you don't like Riverdale? Then obviously they're in the wrong. You can't really avoid things like that. But I think sometimes they're just referring to people who disagree with them, which is, again, ironic because, you know, they're saying that you need to respect other people's opinions. I hate that it's just my opinion attitude, because when I'm in a disagreement with somebody and they say their piece, then I say my piece, then they say their piece, then I say my piece, why derail the whole thing by suddenly saying, it's just my opinion? Like, I never said it wasn't your opinion. I acknowledge that you have an opinion and I have an opinion, and now we're just disagreeing about it. So why bring the concept of opinions into this? We know. And overall, I just think if you're going to share opinions online and they're controversial, then you can't act shocked when people are disagreeing with you. And of course, I don't think they should, like, send you mean things, but usually people are just like, I don't agree with that. That's something I've had to learn doing YouTube, because in the early days, people would respond to my videos saying that they liked the movies I disliked, and then I would like cry in my shower. Stuff like that does not count as hate. And all of this also brings to question whether we all value our own opinions way too much. Which, to be clear, is something I'm guilty of. I mean, welcome to my channel where I shove my opinions down your throat all the time. Anyway, in conclusion, there are almost 8 billion people on the planet. So you've never had a unique thought in your life.